Okay, recently I did a video comparing the E-wrap, the U-knit, and the flat knit to be able to do stitches on a loom. I wanted to kind of do a little update showing the true knit, or what's called the classic knit stitch that you can actually do on a loom as well. So what I'm going to do is I still have my swatch from the other three from the other video, and on my loom right now I actually have what they consider to be the true knit again, or the classic, which is supposed to be more comparable, or more like if you were to use needle knitting. I don't do needle knitting, so I can't give you a full comparison of how that is, but I'm sure you can find swatches or maybe a friend that does do needle knitting and be able to compare it to their work. So I do have a little sample here, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I will cast this off, and then we can go ahead and we can compare this swatch to the ones from the previous video. I will also have a link to that video down below of the comparison I did of those other three stitches, so that you can kind of have that as a frame of reference too. So again, in order to do the true or classic knit, you're going to go ahead and you're going to lay your working yarn on top of the loop. Now this is the part that's tricky, but it also reminds me a lot of doing like a reverse purl, if that helps some people. You're going to go through the bottom loop that you have on the bottom here. Let's just give my camera a minute to focus. So again, you're going to go through this bottom loop, and then you have your working yarn up here. You're going to go ahead and turn it and bring it down to create a loop. And then you're going to take this loop that's on the peg and you're going to lift that off and put it on the peg as the new loop. So again, I'm hoping I can get in close enough so you can see. Again, this is a little trickier, a little more work. Again, you have your working yarn on top of the loop you have. You're going to go up through the loop on the peg. You're going to go and you're going to turn your looming tool around so it can grab that working yarn and bring it down through the loop to create a new loop that you will then take off the peg. You'll take the old loop off and put that new loop on. So again, let's try that one more time. Again, you're laying it in front. Let's get the camera to focus here. You're going to go through this loop from the bottom. Okay. You got your working on top of the peg. Just waiting for the camera to focus. I don't know why I'm having so many issues with my camera not focusing. Come on. Okay, so you're going to go up to the top. You're going to turn. So you're creating that loop on the down. And you're going to take that new loop off and place it on the peg. You're going to place the old loop off and put the new loop on. So again, let's try it one more time here. And I only cast it on 10 stitches like I did for the other sample in the other video. So again, you're going to come up through this bottom loop. Okay. And you got your working yarn up there. You're going to come up. Focus here. Okay, you're going to come up. You're going to turn your tool so it creates a loop with that new one. Take the old loop off and put the new loop on. Okay, I'm going to zoom out here a little bit and see if that helps the camera be focused a little more. So again, I apologize for the camera going in and out of focus. I don't know if I'm due for a new camera or not. But again, you just got your loop here. Don't go down. You want to use your tool going up. Okay, then we have our working yarn. You're going to just kind of turn that working yarn with your hook and bring it down. Similar to doing a purl stitch of how we do the loop. We're just doing it reverse. We're doing it upside down basically. And we're going to create a new loop that we will put on the peg instead of the one that's on there. And I said it's a little trickier to work, and it's kind of a little harder to show because when you come up, it's like can get tangled very easily. And as you can see, I'm turning the loop, turning it to bring that yarn back down and go ahead and place it off. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this row doing that. I hope I explained it enough of how you do it. I'll cast this off and then we'll compare it to the other stitches. So after taking it off the loom, this is what it looks like. I'm hoping you can see it good. Now it's got a little give to it compared to other stitches. I only did a crochet bind off with one chain in between. That's why this looks so tight. Normally I would do like 2 or 3, but again, I just wanted to get this off the loom to show you. So as you can see, you get a little definition. It's a little looser. It gives you a little more give. Now if we were to compare this to the ones in the other video I did, this is E-wrap down here. You can definitely see a difference between the two. Comparing them, this is the U-wrap compared to it, and that is the flat knit up at the top. So remember, the flat knit was tight, the U-knit had some tightness to it, the E-wrap was very loose. So if we look at the true or classic knit stitch that you can do on a loom, it's got a little give to it, and it still gives you a nice definition and a pretty design. So this is supposed to be more closer to actual needle knitting. So again, if you haven't seen the video where I compare and show how to do all three of these, I'll have that link down below in the description, or you can find it under the playlist I have on YouTube called Stitches, and you'll be able to see how I compare these three and how I did these three. But this is to show you all four kind of together. If you were to look at them, you would see that the swatch isn't too bad, and it's got a nice, still got the definition that you would want, but at the same time it's a little looser than doing, it's looser than doing the U-knit. Like I said, the U-knit came out kind of tight for me, and the flat knit was tight and a little difficult to work as well, but the E-wrap was nice and loose. So if you take the E-wrap and you compare it to the true knit, you can kind of see too, you get a smaller knit to it compared to how big the stitch looks. These are a little smaller, and if you look, you get a little definition in between them, a little more than you do with the E-wrap. So I hope this helps, and I apologize for this not being included in the previous video that I did comparing those other stitches, but I hope this helps and gives you another stitch that you could try in your looming repertoire, I guess you'd say. So go ahead and try this stitch out. Again, it's always important to do a swatch first. Gives you a chance to practice it and see how well you like it. So again, with all these different knit stitch choices for loom knitting, you can definitely add a lot of different look to your projects. Have a great day, everyone, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.